This question, I guarantee you, if you ask yourself, is it the wise thing to do? You will make better decisions in 2026. And the better decisions you make, the better life you'll have. Too many of us aren't connecting our choices to the life we're currently living. Man, I need more money. Well, what happened the last time you had money? Man, I need a new relationship. What happened to the last relationship? You have to realize that every decision you have to live with. You don't get to escape from your decision. What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? It's your boy, StephenMotivate, and we are coming to the end of 2025. I want to thank you for allowing me to come into your homes, onto your iPads, iPhones, on your desktops, laptops. It means a lot to know that you would take the time to listen to what I have to say. And as I think about the new year, what's been on my mind a lot lately is wisdom. I think that's going to be our word for the year in 2026. Not what's right, not what's wrong, but what's wise. Andy Stanley taught me this a long time ago. And he said sometimes we're asking the wrong question. It's not, is that the right thing to do? It's not, is that the wrong thing to do? It's, is that the wise thing to do? And he framed it like this: in light of uh, your past, your present circumstances, and your future hopes and dreams, is it the wise thing to do? And so for me, it's like, what does wisdom mean to me going forward? What is the wise thing to do? So in my Bible reading, which is this book I read, I recommend you read it too. The book of Proverbs deals a lot with wisdom. And it's like, there's so many decisions coming at us day after day. There's so many things that we're trying to decide on, how we pay the bills, how we take care of the family, how we are there for our friends, our loved ones, and there's so many choices we have to make. It's really a scary thing to do it without wisdom. Are you making wise choices? And that's my prayer. That's my hope. That's my goal. That's my word for the year is wisdom. I want to be wise in everything I do. And so Proverbs is helping me kind of learn, uh, some things about wisdom, especially as it relates to entrepreneurship. There is this verse that talks about uh, durable riches. And as I was reading through the Bible, and this thing that I do now, um, that really stood out to me. And it's Proverbs chapter 8, verse 18. When you have a moment, go check it out, go read it. I think you'll find it interesting. The whole chapter's good, but that phrase really stuck out to me. Durable riches. Like there's a such thing as durable riches. So if there's a such thing as durable riches, there's probably a such thing as riches that don't last very long, right? We always talk about, if you get it too quick, you probably lose it too quick. A lot of crazy stuff's been going around the internet. I think, uh, you know, people are saying that $100 million is not enough to live on. Uh, People are saying a lot of things, and even the coach of Michigan, he came into this big scandal, which was quite ironic because I was reading Proverbs the night before, chapter 7. Read that too when you get a chance. And then it's like this guy's life falls apart on the national stage the next day. And you think about it, I think he had like $5 million he was going to make for the year. And now, the university doesn't have to pay him because he made some poor choices, bad decisions. But you probably think when he got that 5 million, or if you were to get 5 million a day, you'd probably think, man, I'm set, I'm good. But is it durable? Are those riches you're going to be able to hold on to? Are those, finances, are those decisions that you're making, are they durable decisions? Decisions that will last a lifetime. Will they outlive you? Uh, and folks say our decisions do outlive us. So it's either going to be good decisions or bad decisions. But more than that, I think what we really want to outlive us is wise decisions. So that's my thought for 2026. 2025 has been great. We had some momentum going with the videos. You guys haven't seen me in a while because a lot of things happened in the business, needed to reshift focus. At the time, it felt like the wise thing to do. But when you look up and 4 months have passed and you haven't really been talking to your audience, you wonder, like, man, where did I lose it? Where did we lose consistency? Where did we lose, the ability to sustain what we started? And so I hope this year that you find ways to sustain what you started, that you not only have the courage to start, the endurance to keep going, and the passion to finish. uh I think if you make wise choices, you'll be able to sustain the whole way through and not just get caught up on any piece of the puzzle. A lot of us get excited because we started something. We start New Year's resolutions. We got new business ideas. We sign up for a new course. We have a new coach. We got a new mentor, a new investment. It's very easy to, you know, experience the joy of starting. It's when it gets in the middle and gets tough. I think Dan said the other day, what'd you say, Dan? Everybody can, the dream is free. It's the hustle that costs money. It's the hustle that costs. You got to keep going. You got to keep pushing. You got to keep pressing. I saw and posted on my social media this weekend. Um, a guy said, if you want to feel better, uh, you know, blame everybody else and make excuses and talk about why it didn't happen. But if you want to be better, then actually change your decisions and take accountability for what you have control of. So in 2026, I'm hoping that we do that we continue to grow, we continue to learn, we continue to be wise, because every decision, it comes back. It comes back around. It comes back around, whether it's a good one or a bad one. You have to go back and relive it in some shape, form, or fashion. And it feels like a lot of times, oh, that happened so long ago. What does that matter anymore? That was so long ago. But our decisions, we have to live with them. They don't just happen and we get to like move on. You have to live with that decision. Every decision is like a child that you have to live with. And sometimes it may come to an end, but most times, if it hasn't, then you still have to, what the Bible says, you have to reap what you've sown, you know, those decisions that you're making. And so it it's in our best interest to make wise decisions. It's in our best interest to hold on to wisdom. What's the wise thing to do? How can we filter that through every decision? That question, how can every decision we make go through that filter? All right, I'm about to do it, but is it the wise thing to do? This question, I guarantee you, if you ask yourself, is it the wise thing to do? You will make better decisions in 2026. And the better decisions you make, the better life you'll have. Too many of us aren't connecting our choices to the life we're currently living. Man, I need more money. Well, what happened the last time you had money? Man, I need a new relationship. What happened to the last relationship? You have to realize that every decision you have to live with. You don't get to escape from your decisions. Oh, I made that decision, but it'll never, you know, it won't, I won't have to live with it. I won't have to reap the consequences or the benefits of it. You will. You will have to live with all of your decisions. And so it benefits you. It benefits me. And I hope this encourages you to make wise decisions in 2026. 2025 is gone, but 2026 is our year to focus on wisdom. Thanks for kicking it with your boy, StephenMotivate. I hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Stay motivated and stay wise. Peace.